Okay, so this is ICE. Here it is connected with gig 1 by 0 by 13, and we need to authenticate the client which is connected with gig 1 by 0 by 12. Okay, so MAP is also layer 2 authentication method. It is not other than layer 2. Okay, because here also we don't have any IP address configured on the endpoint before successful authentication. When this endpoint will be successfully authenticated, this switch or whatever DHCP server is configured, that will provide IP address for the endpoint. Okay. So what I will do, I will configure two VLANs. VLAN 10 will be for data VLAN, and I will create one SVI on switch with this network. Then I will configure another VLAN, VLAN 150, which is my management VLAN. And in this management VLAN, I am using 150.1.7.0 network. Here I will define 213 IP address, means 150.1.7.213. This is the ICE IP address. And on the switch, I will create VLAN 150 SVI. On this SVI, on that SVI, I will assign 150.1.7.1. Okay. Now this switch port gig 1 by 0 by 13, which is connected to ICE, it will be assigned in VLAN 150 also. Let's go to the switch. Host. Now let's configure VLAN 10 and 150. Here I will configure interface VLAN 150, IP address 150.7.1. Okay, interface VLAN 10, IP address 10.1.1. Let's configure interface gig 1 by 0 by 13, switch port host, switch port access VLAN 1. Now ICE will be able to reach, sorry, the switch will be able to reach ICE, right? So we can configure authentication for this endpoint on this interface where the endpoint is connected. I have not configured anything till now. We will configure this interface gig 1 by 0 by 12. Okay. So now let's start the configuration. So whatever we have done in .1x, all the things will be applied in MAB also. You need to configure AAA new model. Then we configured some authentication method list, authorization method list, right? So here also you will configure AAA authentication .1x because this command is used to enable layer 2 authentication on switch globally. Okay, and it will also tell you from where you are going to enable authentication, means from where you are going to authenticate the user. This is a method list which defines multiple methods of authentication. So here I am going to create this default method list because I don't want to apply this method list in any other configuration. We also have an option to configure named method list, right? But here I am not going to configure named method list. We will configure it default. And after this, you will define group and then you will call the server group name. Right now, I have not created any server group, so it will show me that your server group is not defined, right? So let's configure it. You can do anything like you can define server group first and then you can configure authentication method list. Otherwise, you can define authentication method list first and then you can configure server group. So to configure server group, first of all, we need to define radius server, that what is the IP address of ICE. If you have multiple ICE, then you can configure multiple radius server on the switch, and then you can call all of the radius server or of the all of the configured radius server in server group. So this is the IP address of ICE with auth port 1812, accounting port 1813. Because I told you, if you are not defining these port numbers, then Radius is going to use old port numbers. Triple A, group server, Radius.
यतिन जी,
Yes.
यदि हम जो लास्ट में कीवर्ड अलग से डाला है कि इसको यदि हम इसको एक ही लाइन में यूज करें तो कोई प्रॉब्लम है क्या?
किसको? कौन सा?
जो अपने पासवर्ड जो की इसको डाला है, यदि हम इसको एक्सेस कोड 1813 के बाद यूज कर लें एक ही लाइन में, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम है क्या?
नहीं नहीं, इस कमांड में नहीं यूज होता ये, वो पहले वाले ऑपरेटिंग
अच्छा, नहीं
सिस्टम
होता।
में होता था।
ओके जी, ओके जी, ओके जी, ओके, ओके, थैंक यू।
ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम। सर्वर नेम ICE1. So right now I have only one ICE in the network, right? So I have defined this server name ICE1, and now this server group is configured. You can configure authorization method list, AAA authorization. And we want to authorize the user to get network access. AAA authorization, network default group my ICE. Okay. And this time it will not give you this warning like previously it was giving that my ICE is not defined, right? Now I have configured it. After this, you can configure IP device tracking to learn the client IP address, okay? And it will also tell this IP address to ICE, okay? Then radius server, VSA send to download vendor specific attributes like downloadable ACL, DECL. Now here we don't need to run .1x system auth control, okay? Because we are not configuring .1x, right? We are configuring map. So you don't need to run .1x authentication control. You just need to create a DHCP pool for VLAN 10 users. So whenever any user will be authenticated and if ICE is authorizing him with VLAN 10, then it will also send a DHCP request to get an IP address. So the switch will provide IP address. This is the network and this will be the gateway IP. You can also push domain name, right? Many things can be defined. Then you can define DNS server 8.8, whatever you want to configure. Where is this 10112 is assigned? IPDSCP exclude address 10112, IPDSCP excluded address 10111 and 11. I have excluded these three addresses. I think this address is assigned somewhere. Okay, that's why I have defined this in excluded address. After this, you will configure the interface where your endpoint is connected on the switch. The interface is 1 by 0 by 12. First of all, you will configure the switch port as the access port. Okay. And after this, you will run authentication port control auto. I told you if I talk about this force authorized means even if client is failing authentication, then also it will get authorization. It is force authorized. And force unauthorized means even if client is successfully authenticated, then also it will not get any authorization. It is called force unauthorized. So you can say force authorized works as open authentication and it is working as restricted. Means you are not allowing, you are not permitting any user to get network access through this switchboard if you are configuring force unauthorized. And auto means you are enabling layer 2 authentication. If the user is successfully authenticated, then you will get some authorization. Otherwise, it will not get any authorization. Okay. And then you will enable map. I have shut down this interface for now. Okay. So this is the configuration for map. So this is AAA new model. Then server group is also configured. AAA authentication .1x default group MyIce. AAA authorization network default group MyIce. And radius server. This is your radius server configuration. Other than this, IP device tracking is enabled. Radius server VSA send is also enabled. And we configured this interface click 1 by 0 by 12. To show an interface click 1 by 0 by 12. Switch port mode access, shutdown, authentication port control auto, and map. Port fast is also available. When you run this command switch port host, I have told you about this thing. When you run this command switch port host, it will perform three tasks. Switch port mode will be set to access, spanning tree port fast will be enabled, and channel group will be disabled. Means ether channel will not be working on this interface where endpoint is connected. So whenever you are connecting any host with the switch, then you can run this command switch host. All these host specific configuration will be enabled. Okay, now we can go to ICE. On ICE, what you need to do, you need to configure all the things like .1x. Okay, on ICE also, first of all, you need to integrate this switch with Cisco ICE so that Cisco ICE can accept the authentication and authorization request from this switch. Okay, and after that, you need to configure MAC address. You need to store the MAC address of endpoint in endpoint identity store of Cisco ICE. Okay. After that, you will create an identity group to call the MAC address in that identity group so that, see here, identity group will be used to group same type of users together on which you want to post same authorization, because we can call this identity group in authorization policy. So in identity group, if you are configuring 50 MAC addresses and you are calling that identity group in authorization policy, then that particular authorization policy will be enforced on those 50 users which are the part of identity group. Okay. So after creating identity group, you will assign MAC address into it, and after that you will configure authentication policy for map, then authorization policy. In authorization policy, we define results like what authorization you want to provide, VLAN, access list, any other authorization. So you need to configure authorization profile for that, and then you will call that authorization profile into authorization policy, and then it will be working. Right? It will be configured. So here ICE is booted. You can go and verify show application status ICE. With this IP address, you can verify the IP address of management interface of ICE with this command. So 150.1.7.213. Okay, I gave this IP address when I initialized Cisco ICE. Otherwise, you can check the full running configuration with this command. It's CLI just like a router CLI. If you want to change any configuration, like if you want to change IP address on gigabit Ethernet 0, then you can do it like this IP address, and then here you have to define IP, but it will restart itself. Okay, after changing any configuration, it will ask to restart. That's why I'm not changing. Now let's go to browser. HTTPS 150.1.7.213. Admin. I think we need to reset the password. Yes, we have to reset the password from GUI because it is a snapshot and its password is expired. Application reset password ICE admin. I told you this command. ICE is the application and username is admin. To reset the password of GUI. Enter new password Kevin CO123. It is changed successfully. Admin. Now we are logged in. Accept and close. So this is your dashboard. Okay. Now here you need to go to administration tab. In this administration tab, here we will see this network device tab. Okay, network devices, in which we add our Cisco switch, Cisco router, or you can say network device, whatever device wants to send the packet towards Cisco ISE. Click on this and add switch 1. IP address 150.1.7.1. Then you need to check on radius authentication settings. It is Cisco. And we will see this attacks and these other configuration in their specific topic. Like SNMP settings will be used in profiling. This TechX authentication will be used in device admin user authentication. And advanced TrustSec settings will be used in TrustSec implementation. So we will see them later. Click on submit. So switch 1 is added as a network device which can send the authentication request, authorization request to Cisco ISE. After this, you will save the MAC address of endpoint. Okay. You will store the MAC address of endpoint. Now, how will you get the MAC address of endpoint? So for now, just no shutdown the interface to collect the MAC address. Do so MAC address table interface. Okay, now we got the MAC address, shut down it. This is the MAC. See, authentication failed for client because it was not stored in ICE database, right? And by default, profiling is enabled on Cisco ISE. Let's go to Work Center, Identities, Work Center, Network Access, Identities. Here you will go to this endpoint. See, your ISE has learnt the MAC address because profiling is enabled. So for now, just delete this MAC address and add, paste that MAC address. Now it is saying it is in wrong format. So you need to do this thing. You have to change the format like this. Okay, you need to put colon. I forgot I was putting dot. You need to put colon here. Okay, now it will not give you any error. And here it is asking static assignment and static group assignment. So this is done when your device is matching with any configured static profiling policy. And it is for group assignment. Okay, when you have any identity group created for this MAC address. Right now I have not created any identity group, so I will just save this. And later I will assign this in its identity group. It is saved, right? Now let's go to Work Center again and Identity Group tab. So here we have user identity group and endpoint identity group. We need to configure endpoint identity group. Click on add. This is for map PC. You can give any name. Submit. This map PC identity group is created. Add. And this MAC address is added. Okay. After this, you will configure authentication policy. So till now, we have added switch 1 as the network device who can send the authentication request, authorization request to ISE. After that, I saved the MAC address of endpoint. Then we created an identity group for the MAC address and we assigned that MAC address into its identity group. Okay. Now let's go to policy and policy set. Here we configure authentication policy, authorization policy, profiling policy, posture assessment, everything. So let's go to policy set. So this is default policy. Okay. And here you can create your own policy if you want to create, like you can click on plus and you can create the policy for wired user, for example. You can create the policy based on authentication method or based on location, based on user types. Okay. It's up to you. आप कैसे पॉलिसी क्रिएट करना चाहते हो ये आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। ओके, तो अगर आप वायर्ड यूजर्स के लिए अलग से सेपरेट पॉलिसी बना रहे हो, वायरलेस यूजर्स के लिए सेपरेट पॉलिसी बना रहे हो, तो भी आप कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हो। अदरवाइज आप लोकेशन वाइज पॉलिसीज बना दो, ब्रांच वाइज पॉलिसी बना दो, इट्स अप टू यू। Okay, so here I can create the policies based on authentication method. So it is for wired users. For example, here I will take the condition if any user is coming through wired map or wired.1x, wired map or wired.1x, then authenticated from default network access. I told you about this allowed protocol also. It is the result of authentication policy. If you want to create your own default network access, means your own allowed protocol, then you can define like PEEP will be allowed or fast will be allowed, right? याद है नहीं मुरिंदर जी?
हाँ जी, याद है जी।
सुबोध जी कोई डाउट हो तो पूछ लेना, है ना?
Sure,
मतलब आपको
sure,
तो अभी समझ में नहीं आएगा।
sure, sir.
Okay, okay. So it is created for wired users, wired map and wired.1x, and they will be authenticated by allowed protocols, default network access. In this default network access, PEEP is allowed, many other EAP methods are allowed. And with those EAP methods, I have saved this wired user policy. Okay. And with other EAP methods, if you want to see this, you can go to policy elements and result. It is the result of authentication policy. Click on this. So here in authentication drop-down, you will find allowed protocols. This is default network access. And here process host lookup, it is checked. So this particular check mark will be used for MAC address authentication bypass. If this check mark is not there, then ICE will not be able to perform authentication for MAB users if you will uncheck this. So in your allowed protocols, which is configured for map, this check mark should be there. Okay. Go to policy set again. So this is for wired user. If you are using wireless authentication also, then you can create another policy for wireless users. You can go to settings and you can insert a new row above. You can give a name. Wireless users. Here I can define condition. Okay. If user is coming through wireless.1x and or wireless map, user can take any one of the method. Okay, not both of them at the same time. Then authenticate it using allowed protocols default network access. It is for wireless users and save this. Now, whenever any wired user will be coming through MAB or .1x, then it will be authenticated with the second policy package. Okay, so this is policy set. Okay, it is not actually a policy. It is a policy set. Within this policy set, we can configure multiple authentication policy, authorization policy. Okay. Now, if I talk about these conditions, how ICE will identify whether this packet is wireless.1x authentication request or wireless MAB authentication request or wired MAB authentication request or wired.1x authentication request. Okay, it is for wired MAB. For wired map, your ICE will identify by checking some radius field. देखो ICE के पास बहुत सारे authentication request आएंगे, right? How ICE will identify that it is for wired map or wireless map or it is for wired.1x or wireless.1x. So it will check some radius attribute, radius fields like radius service type and NAS port type. Service type and NAS port type. If radius service type is frame, sorry, it is for wired map. So if radius service type is call check and NAS port type is Ethernet, it is wired map. Okay, it is a wired map. After this, we have wireless map. For wireless map, if radius service type is call check, and NAS port type wireless IEEE 802.11. Okay. Then it is wireless map packet. If it is a wired .1x, then ICE will identify this wired .1x request with service type framed and NAS port type Ethernet. Wireless .1x for wireless .1x service type will be same framed, and NAS port type will be wireless IEEE 802.11 error. Okay. So this is how ICE will be able to identify the authentication request, whether it is coming from wired map, wireless map, wired.1x or wireless.1x. If you want to verify these conditions, you can go to Cisco ICE, and in ICE you can find them in policy elements in condition section. Go to this. Here you will go to policy elements and conditions. Open this. Here you will find smart conditions. Click on this. Then this is wired.1x, wired map, wireless.1x, wired map. Click on this. Here it is saying description, a condition to match 802.1x based authentication requests from switches means wired.1x according to the corresponding 802.1x attributes defined in the device profile. So radius NAS port type is Ethernet and service type is framed. Okay, for wired.1x. Let's check another condition for wired map. Radius NAS port type Ethernet, radius service type call check. For wireless.1x, radius NAS port type wireless IEEE 802.11 and radius service type is framed. And for wireless map, it is IEEE 802.11 NAS port type and service type is call check. Okay, so this is how ICE is going to identify the authentication request, whether it is coming for wired.1x or wireless.1x, wired map or wireless map. Now these policy packages are created, these policy sets are created. Now you will click on this arrow button to view this policy set. Click on this. It will open it like this, and here it will show you authentication policy and authorization policies. Let's create authentication policy for wired map user, right? Click on plus sign, and this is for map. So here I will take the condition if user is if user is coming through wired map authentication method, then authenticate it from internal endpoint database, right? Internal endpoint, because MAC addresses will be stored in internal endpoint database of Cisco ICE. And then you can click on option. You can check these default options. If authentication failed, then reject the user. You can also drop the process and continue. We will see this continue option later. But for now, reject. If user not found, reject. See, reject means ICE will send access reject message if user not found or if MAC address is not found in the database. If process failed, however, ICE is not reachable to switch or switch is not reachable to ICE, then this packet will be dropped without any reject message or something. क्योंकि उसमें वो कुछ भी वापस नहीं भेजेगा, ये पैकेट ड्रॉप होता रहेगा अगर रेडियस प्रोसेस फेल हो जाता है. Okay. So these three options are also there. Now authentication policy is configured. If any user is coming through wired map authentication method, then authenticate it from internal endpoint database where all the MAC addresses are stored. Okay. Now after this, we need to configure authorization policy. In authorization policy also, we need to define conditions.
जतिन जी
And yes,
वेरी गुड एक्चुअली
yes,
हम सब पॉलिसी से पॉलिसी सेट में गए फिर यहाँ पे जो हमने पहले वायर यूजर बना रखा था उसके बाद हम एरो पे जाके उसके अंदर हम ऑथेंटिकेशन और ऑथराइजेशन की पॉलिसी बना रहे हैं ना राइट ना जी
yes, yes, yes. देखो ये सबसे पहले तो हम लोग थे इस पेज पे, आप पॉलिसी पे गए, पॉलिसी सेट्स पे आ गए, आपने यहाँ पे मल्टीपल पॉलिसी सेट बना लिए, वायर्ड यूजर्स
हाँ
के लिए,
दोनों
वायरलेस यूजर के लिए। अब आपको अगर किसी भी यूजर के लिए ऑथेंटिकेशन पॉलिसी क्रिएट करनी है, ऑथराइजेशन पॉलिसी क्रिएट करनी है, सो यू नीड टू गो इनसाइड दिस पॉलिसी सेट। ये पॉलिसी सेट है,
ओके
ठीक है। तो आप इस एरो पे क्लिक करोगे और वायर्ड यूजर पॉलिसी के अंदर चले जाओ। अब हम लोग देखो ये वायर्ड यूजर पॉलिसी के अंदर
ओके
है ना, और यहाँ पे मैंने एक ऑथेंटिकेशन पॉलिसी कॉन्फ़िगर कर ली है वायर्ड मैप के लिए। फिर नाउ लेट्स कॉन्फ़िगर authorization policy. In authorization policy also you need to configure some condition and results. To match the traffic, we use here conditions, and to define authorization to push some VLAN or downloadable ACL or any other type of ACL, we use authorization profile. So condition and results, these two things are there. Conditions will be used to match the traffic with your authorization policy, and this result will be used to define authorization profile, which contains all the required authorization for the endpoint like VLAN, downloadable ACL, filter ID ACL, airspace ACL, redirect ACL, redirect URL. Many things are there. Voice domain permission. Okay. So here let's configure authorization policy. Now in authorization policy, we need to call result, right? So we can configure authorization profile first, and then we can configure authorization policy. So authorization profile is the result of authorization policy. This is the profile, right? This profile is the result of authorization policy. So you will go to policy, policy elements and results. Here you need to click on authorization. Let's configure a downloadable ACL for the endpoints. Click on add, and I can give name my ACL. Okay. And we can create some statement like permit TCP any equal to 80 web traffic. 443 67, and here I will take UDP for DSCP. Okay. And in real time, to provide internet access, you can also use DNS. Okay, so it will be 53. If you want to permit ICMP, then also you can permit it. And at the end, you can check the DECL syntax. If there will be any mistake in your access list entries, then it will show you here, and then you can fix that and submit. So downloadable ACL is created. After this, I will go to authorization profile, and I will create an authorization profile. You can give any name like map PC. And here I can call DECL name. So here access type is access accept. Okay. You can also define access reject if you want to call, but access accept will be defined if you want to push any authorization with your authentication result. And here I can give VLAN 10. Okay. In this authorization profile, I have configured my ACL, downloadable ACL, and VLAN 10. Submit. Okay.
तो कहते ये थोड़ा सा ये ऑथराइजेशन प्रोफाइल में एक बार जाना है प्लीज। ओके माई एसएल, अच्छा जो हमने वहाँ पे वो बनाई थी माई एसएल डेकल वाली, वो यहाँ पे
Yes.
कॉन्टैक्ट करा लियो गिलन टेन। ओके जी, थैंक यू।
Yes. Here you need to call this MyACL and I have defined this VLAN ID or name VLAN 10 and then submit this.
मतलब पहले हमने रिजल्ट
After
बना
save,
दिया और रिजल्ट को हमने प्रोफाइल में कॉल करा
yes.
दिया, है ना सर?
Yes. पहले आपने डाउनलोडेबल ACL, अभी तो ये पूरा रिजल्ट अब रेडी हुआ है. Authorization profile is the result of authorization policy. And in
ओके
authorization profile, you are going to post your downloadable ACL filter ID. All the authorizations will be post from authorization profile. देखो बहुत सारी होती है वैसे तो एयर स्पेस ACL होती है, वेब ऑथेंटिकेशन के लिए रीडायरेक्ट ACL, रीडायरेक्ट URL, तो फिर री ऑथेंटिकेशन
एयर
होता है, तो काफी
एयर स्पेस
चीजें
तो अपन
होती है.
जब अपन डब्ल्यूएलसी करेंगे तब यूज करेंगे ना, एयर स्पेस।
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल, जब आप डब्ल्यूएलसी से क्लाइंट को ऑथेंटिकेट कराते हो तो एयर स्पेस ACL यूज करते हैं. So for now this downloadable ACL is called okay my ACL and save this. After this, you will create authorization policy. At the end, you will create authorization policy. Go to policy sets and this is your wired users policy. This is authorization policy. Click on plus sign and define it for map. Okay. Here you need to call the condition. Click on this plus sign. You can call the condition if user is successfully authenticated from identity group name. I told you that we call identity group in authorization policy to push a specific authorization on the users which are the part of this identity group. Right now, there is only one MAC address, but in real time, there can be hundreds of MAC address. And if you want to push same type of authorization for all of them, then you can assign them into the same identity group. You can call this identity group in authorization policy. Okay, like we are doing. So if user is successfully authenticated with identity group name MapPC and he was using wired map authentication method and you was using wired map authentication method, then providing. Now you can configure authorization profile from here also by clicking on this plus sign. Create a new authorization profile. But when you will click on this sign, it will open this authorization profile page. And if you want to configure any decal, if you want to create any decal, then you cannot do it here, right? That's why you have to go to that policy elements and result section here. And then you have to configure your authorization profile and you have to create decal if you want to push it. So for now, I have configured authorization profile. I will call this in this authorization policy. Let's save this. Okay, so now authentication policy is configured and authorization policy is also configured. ठीक है, authentication